that's okay with you.
Of course.
No, time says go by it.
Good evening, Sharon. If you would like, for the time being, you can turn your camera off until Kate and you are ready to present. So for right now, you can just turn your camera off, and we have a little bit of business before we get to your application. So thank you. Okay.
Good evening. Let me call the Inland Wetlands Commission of New Canaan to order. This is Monday, February 26th. Will the secretary take the roll, please?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Mr. Stepanek?
Here.
Ms. Jameson? Here. Ms. Brunali?
Present.
Ms. Sanford?
Absent.
Mr. Sillo? Absent.
Absent.
Ms. Boyke? Here. Ms. Owsley? Here. Mr. Ramirez?
Here.
Mr. Redden?
Here. Okay, before we move on, for those who do not already know, George Perkins has resigned from the Wetlands Commission for health reasons. While with the commission for almost 15 years, he is to be congratulated for a job well done. Among other attributes, I thought George was especially good at thoughtful and perceptive questions and analysis of information to help us make solid wetland decisions. Please join me in thanking George and wishing him the very best in his upcoming future. George, we're going to miss you. Would anyone else like to add anything? All right, thank you. So, Adam Ramirez, would you tonight fill the regular member vacancy left by George?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And also Sandy Redden, would you substitute for Anthony Zillo tonight?
Yes.
And Katie Osley, will you fill in for Beth Sanford tonight?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Going back to the agenda, to the agenda. Number 3, approval of the agenda. Are there any questions, comments, deletions on the agenda?
I move approval.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Number 4, organizational meeting. Let me just get to my notes here. The election of officers, namely the chairman and the secretary for the upcoming year of 2024. To make the appointments, we have the honor of First Selectman Diona Carlson joining us tonight. First Selectman, welcome, and you now have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, let me start by thanking all of you for your service. I know that you also have some late nights, especially recently. So thank you all for your service. It's an important function of the community, and I appreciate your willingness to serve. With that, I would like to move to officer elections, and if I could get any nominations for the office of chairman. Angela.
I would like to nominate Dan Stepanek as chair.
Okay, great. Do I have any other nominations for the office of chair? Seeing none, could I get a vote for all those in favor of Dan Stepanek for chair of the Inland Wetlands Commission? Please raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
You get to vote for yourself, Dan.
Thank you.
That makes it unanimous. I like unanimous votes. Okay, great. And moving on to the office of secretary.
Dan, I would like to recommend that Angela Jameson continue as secretary for 2024.
Okay. Do I have any other nominations for the office of secretary? Seeing none, all those in favor of Angela Jameson serving as secretary for the Inland Wetlands Commission? You get to vote too. Okay, it's unanimous. Well, thank you. I love that. Very easy officer elections, and I will leave you to your work, and thank you again, everyone. It was nice to meet you, and
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Bye. All righty. I just would like to take this opportunity to thank everybody for electing me or recommending me, or voting for me. Let me put it like that again. I think we've got a good team here, and I really feel that we've done solid, great work in the past, and we'll just continue to do that in the future. So thank you very much, and I look forward to working with you. Okay. Would you like to say anything, Angela? No?
I'd just like to thank everyone for voting for me to be secretary again this coming year, and I look forward to serving in that capacity on the Inland Wetlands Commission.
Thank you. Thank you. Number 5, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of January 22nd. You all have a copy of that? Does anyone have any comments, deletions, criticisms, or anything? Can I hear a motion?
I'll move to accept them.
I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion's carried. Site visit minutes of February 7th. I wasn't present for that. Was there anyone else that wasn't present for site visit minute, the site visit? Were you all? All right, you all have a copy of the minutes? Would you like to get in your motion?
I'll move.
All right, Katie,
I'll second.
you second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. All right, we're going to open the regular meeting now, and I see there's no one here, and maybe someone on Zoom. Tonight, we will not hear application number IW 24-2, which is 566 Weed Street, proposed driveway off of Weed Street to access 588 Weed Street, includes grading and landscaping work. William Pollock and Keith Simpson. That will not be heard tonight. That will be heard on March 18th. Also, we were supposed to have a public hearing tonight, application number 232414, 377 North Wilton Road. There will be no presentation tonight on this application. This application has been tabled and will continue in the March 18th, 2004 public hearing. Any questions about that? Anyone on? No. Nobody? All righty, so we have one application, a new application for March 18th, in addition to the two I just discussed. It's application number 848 Wheat Street, Town of New Canaan, and it will have to do installation of a new walkway and boardwalk in the southwest corner of the property, as well as the installation of a new hillside terrace. And Tiger Man will be the presenter. And the site visit for that is scheduled to be on March 13th. Is there anyone that can't make that? I can.
I
Cannot make it, huh?
Katie, you're no?
I can't make it.
No, okay.
And you can't make it?
No, I won't be
You're gonna
here.
be gone?
Oh, you're gone. Okay,
I'm gone too.
Angela.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gone. Yeah, Dan. Okay, do I have a quorum? Do I have 4 members that can make it? Beth?
Can make it.
I can make it. I can make it.
Sandy. And Priscilla. Okay, we have 4. Let's go with March 13th, and I will round over to the 3 that are absent tonight and see if they can also join that site visit. So Tiger, I see you're on the call, so the site visit will be scheduled for March 13th at 8 a.m. And I'll talk to you about what to post or flag in the field prior to that site visit. So, good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Tiger. All right, we have, but we are going to hear application number 24, IW at 24-1, 39 River Wind Road, um, sediment removal and stabilization from existing 90, 90 feet watercourse channel. Is that 90 feet? 90? Oh, okay. Agent Kate Morton, Throckmorton. Um, Kate, you now have the floor.
Okay, thank you and good evening, and I appreciate the opportunity to come via Zoom. I have another meeting immediately after this, so it was very helpful. I'm going to open and share my screen and review the plans. This is the site survey. I'm going to just get you orientated to the site. It's a 3.5 acre property at the end of Riverwind Road at the cul-de-sac and also off a shared driveway um, with these two parcels. The subject residence is in the southeastern portion of the site on a little bit of a rise. We have a pond in the west corner of the site. The pond is shared by several neighbors. There's also this channel which connects to a wetland to the north. This is the channel, the subject of this application. So my actual proposed plan is going to really enlarge that, focus in on that area. And we also have the Ripperwan River at the back of the house and its associated wetlands way off to the eastern portion of the site. So with that being said, I'm going to move to my plan. I've added some color just to make it a little bit easier to follow along. The proposal is to restore this 90-foot channel. This channel connects a larger wetland to the north, to the pond, through a 12-inch RCP pipe. Both ends of this pipe are kind of sticking straight out and weren't really finished on the end. So we're gonna kind of improve this whole area in several ways. Right now, this channel is eroded and has caused and created sediment to deposit in a little delta inside the pond. The pond is very big and it wasn't necessarily in need of a complete dredge. So we're just really going to focus on restoring this area, keeping it in the same configuration and width and length, but removing the sediment and restoring the edges of the bank, which have somewhat eroded away, particularly on the eastern edge. So we're going to reset all the existing stones throughout the whole area. There is a plunge pool that was here, but it's in very bad disrepair and it's no longer serving its function. So again, the stones have to be kind of gathered about and reorganize this scour hole so it actually will work as it's intended and provide a sediment trap for the material that's moving through the pipe. We're going to install 2 new head walls at the ends of these pipes so that they're secure and stable. And the pipes themselves will be cut back. Right now, they're kind of sticking out the embankment a few feet. The access for the work is going to be directly off the driveway on this proposed anti-tracking pad. There's roughly about 70 to 100 yards of material that will be removed from this area during the work. The work will be loaded directly onto a truck and taken off the site. There will be no maintenance of the spoils to remain on the site. It will all be taken off. There are 2 small cherry trees, ornamental cherry trees, roughly in this vicinity that will have to be removed for the maneuvering of the trucks. And when it's all done, we are proposing some additional buffer planting um, along the pond edge, allowing a no-mow zone, and allowing the existing sedges and rushes to come in and help provide some stabilization along that shoreline, where there's a little bit of sloughing off. Similarly, along the whole channel, the area will be replanted. We're adding 9 trees and 31 shrubs. The existing lawn area on the west side of the channel will essentially go away. That'll be a gain, or I should, yeah, a reduction of lawn of about 1,750 square feet, and will be provided expanded habitat with our new plants. For the work during the work in the channel, we've provided a temporary bypass so that there won't be any water coming through this area while they're working in the channel. That pump will come across the driveway and exit to a dirt bag here to make sure that there isn't any sediment-laden water that's released back into the pond. So that will cover this portion of the channel. When we get down into cleaning just this mouth area of the pond, that little delta that's formed from this sediment, we will be required to put in a turbidity curtain. The pond is very large, and really we're not able to completely dewater it for this enhancement. So we've tried to localize the work area and provide this turbidity curtain. That is a curtain that has a float at the top and provides a vertical separation and containment for any soil laden water. So that will stay in this area and not migrate out further into the pond. So that's the way we're going to be containing any of the disturbance and separating any sediment from getting into the pond. At the end of the day, we're going to be increasing the plant diversity here, and I believe by putting in the native species and rearranging these stones along the channel, it will provide a much improved condition for erosion and sediment. There is also the existing footings for a small footbridge that are here. They remain, they need to be leveled, and there's going to be a new footbridge that will replace it. Just a single small arching wooden bridge. And that pretty much sums up the activity that we've got planned. I'd be happy to answer any questions or provide any clarification.
Anybody? No. Ansel?
For the record, Angela Jameson. So thank you very much for that presentation. Could you just tell us what kind of equipment you are going to use for this project and where it will be stationed?
Sure. So the machines will come directly off the driveway. It will be a kind of a mid-size excavator on tracks. So it will be able to come down here and just reach the work area. I think you only need about a 10 or 12-foot reach with a mid-sized machine. Rubber tires, I think, will do. It'll have not create any soil displacement. And the trucks that are going to take the dredge spoils away will stay right off the driveway and be moved off of site every night. And at the end of the day, that excavator will be parked right adjacent to the driveway. We don't expect this really to take more than 2 weeks, so it should be a pretty efficient operation.
Question?
Kathleen?
Kathleen Holland for the record. On the area, on the far side of the channel where you're removing, I think you said about 1,700 square feet of lawn and replacing it with basically, it looks like shrubbery. And in that area, are there any mowable areas on that far side, or will they all be no-mow on the far side?
Are you speaking of the left side?
Yes, the left side.
Yeah, the intent is that that's not going to have any lawn, so it will be a combination of no mow and mulch. And as the plants get larger, I think that will probably become more of a wooded area.
Okay. And then just a suggestion for that area, if the owner wished to do something like bird box or something like that, that might enhance the area further for wildlife?
Absolutely. We can certainly take that under consideration.
Anyone else? Any special conditions on this?
No, Kathleen Holland for the record. I just noted in my brief report for this particular one that, you know, in the review by the staff, the concept to remove the sediment and restabilize the watercourse is beneficial to the overall pond health and the prevention of further sediment loads moving down into the stream channel pond system. So I think this particular channel is at the point where now is the time to mitigate the activity, the sediment that's in the channel so that it doesn't continue to migrate downstream. So overall, I think it's certainly an enhancement. It's something the homeowner is choosing to do. They're not required to do, but they're going through the proper channel here to get that approval. And then the particular plans that had been provided for this application, I felt were very complete in the material that had been supplied to the commission. In addition, the sediment, which was about 70 cubic yards, there's no place on this particular site to lose 70 cubic yards, so they are committing to hauling that material off to an appropriate location. And they're fixing some of the things that kind of were not done perhaps so great when the initial pipe was put in or just aged out. So really, I cannot think of, well, you know, honestly, perhaps on this one, sometimes what we do with this amount of landscaping, now that I'm thinking about it, sometimes the commission likes to see a final report from the landscape architect, basically on the success of the planting, and that gets turned in at the completion of the installation of the plants. So that could be a condition that you guys might want to consider. I think the estimate for 2 weeks to do the particular activity is accurate and somewhat dependent on weather conditions and whatnot. But I think this is a relatively small job, but very easily accessed and without any further impacts to any other wetlands on the property. Sharon, I think, is still on the call. Sharon Perino is on the call. If she wanted to turn her camera on, Sharon, I don't know if you had anything to add as the property owner.
I don't really have anything else to add. I think that Kate has really summed up what we're looking to do, and we're happy to put a bird box out there. A few. And yeah, we're
Not
We're-
required, just a suggestion.
Yeah,
I thought
just-
Right.
might be an enhancement.
Yeah, you're not compelled to say anything if you don't want to, but,
okay.
so you think it's going to take 2 weeks, is that right, Kate?
Correct.
That's okay. 2 weeks is
Yeah.
fine, yeah.
I think so.
There's no urgency or
No,
anything.
no. They have 5 years to do the project, so I think they're going to use 2 weeks. That's acceptable, sure.
This is Commissioner Redden for the record. I know the property. I think this is a really nice plan and a nice enhancement of renovating and restoring it. So I think it's a very nice proposal.
All righty, can I hear a motion?
I move to accept the plan with the
Special condition?
condition that Kathleen mentioned.
Can I hear a second?
Second.
Sandy, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank
All
you.
right. Have a good night. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I know.
Okay, agent report. Anything you want to share with us, Kathleen, on that?
So just one administrative application. This was for a pool project. This is the one on 88 Fable Farm Road. They I believe they're frankly nearing completion, other than the landscaping that would come once the weather improves. Nothing really further on that
Nothing.
particular one. They've done a nice job. They did a good application and was vetted by Health, Public Works, myself, Planning and Zoning. Yeah.
Does anyone have any new business or anything you want to discuss? We got time. It's not. No? All righty. Can I see here a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
All right. All those in favor? Aye.
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 So we'll see you on March 18th, everyone.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, thank you. This was our first test of